Jonathan Law student athletes are dealing with so much, and the number one problem is student athlete stress. The NCAA data shows the majority of student athletes, 83% women and 66% men, often or sometimes ask a family member for help dealing with stress or other mental well-being issues more than any other kind of support. Senior John Vitale explains how he was affected by student athlete stress here at Jonathan Law.
Like a specific time during sophomore year when I used to do track, I just didn't have my time management. I didn't have that thought out, and we were going to a meet away, and I had finals coming back, and I just wasn't ready for it, wasn't prepared. So it's a big part about time management and organization. Like, you have to bring your work, and you have to be ready to study on a bus, and that's just the most difficult part. You have to be ready in other areas.
Tennis coach Chris Kulenich explains how stress impacts student athletes.
I think all athletes deal with stress on a daily basis, and tennis is no different. I think the key is just time management. It's difficult with some of the course loads that kids have, a lot of AP classes or whatever, to balance your time. But I think the real true student athletes at our school do a great job of managing their time and figuring out how to find time between practice and games to get their work done.
A recurring question that is asked by most athletes is, what is stress? Stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. The body reacts to these changes with physical, mental, and emotional responses. Stress is a normal part of life. You can experience stress from your environment, your body, and your thoughts. Senior basketball player Aaron Moore explains what it's like to be stressed.
Being stressed kind of affects how much I sleep, I guess, because I'm always stressed about not having enough time to do all my work while still going to practice.
Senior basketball player Deontay Edie talks about how he tries to manage his time.
I try to make time. It's very hard to make time, but you make time for the things that you want to do and that you need to do, so you end up figuring it out anyway.
Basketball coach Matt McFarland explains how he deals with kids on his team that deal with stress.
You just have a conversation with them. What are they stressed out about? What classes are giving them difficulties, right? We talk about prioritizing all the time and being able to manage your time, and that's part of the reason why we structure practices the way we do, right? We don't practice till 6 o'clock at night for kind of two reasons. One being that generally our game times are right around that time, so we get into a little bit of a routine. And the second part being, so kids have plenty of time to see teachers and get work done right after school. Furthermore, our kids know the importance and our pillars, if you will. Family comes first, academics, and then basketball.
Senior soccer player Skylar Sosa talks about the challenges she faces during her soccer season.
Personally, for me, the most stressful thing during sports season is learning how to manage my time.
School psych intern Kelsey Lisk explains how student athletes can manage their time.
So athletes definitely face a lot of challenges with stress. So ways they can manage that would be finding something that's completely different than whatever's drawing the stress. So if it's a particular sport that you're playing that's really driving a lot of your stress, maybe finding an activity that has nothing to do with that completely takes you away. You could do an activity like reading or listening to calming music to help kind of take away some of the stress. Another technique might be just kind of taking a leisure walk or doing the sport in a way that doesn't have any stress added to it. So maybe playing with a younger child or coaching a small child's team, so that it kind of takes away the stress of the sport and gives it a more fun aspect to it. I think students are in that stage where they're, especially high school students, are trying to get to that point where they can handle everything, everything's cool, I'm totally able to manage, and then they start to realize that maybe they can't manage and it is okay to reach out to an adult for help. And at Jonathan Law, we have a lot of awesome adults who really want to help students do their best and succeed and help decrease that stress that they're feeling. So I think we really want to help you at that point figure out ways to manage the stress so that it's not impacting you so much and you're able to keep doing things and holding it all together the way you can and able to do.
Some ways student athletes can manage their stress are to get plenty of rest, time management, maintain a positive attitude, and to plan recreational activities that de-stress.
Senior Mikey Becker talks about how he manages his time.
I manage my time by getting a routine of what I like to do after I get out of practice, whether I have homework, and if it's the weekends, I know if I have to work or if I have a game or practice or something, so I have to schedule when I'm going to do my homework or when I'm going to do other stuff that I want to do. I prevent stress by just focusing on what I'm doing, taking it one task at a time, whether I'm doing sports stuff or school, homework, whatever that. I just focus on what I'm doing, and that helps me stay more focused on the task at hand.
These Jonathan Law student athletes faced
Stress.
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 Stress.